president of the league this year, so it's my honor to open the first of the forum series today. I thought it wasn't working. Go ahead. Okay. So I thought the microphone wasn't working, so apparently it is. We do have an issue with the microphone that all of you can use to ask questions. So we're going to ask for your cooperation later when we get to the question and answer period to stand up, speak your question loudly, and try to help everybody hear. So again, I'm Terry McBride. Welcome to our forum series. I just wanted to explain one reason why we continue to meet here as La Primavera and to extend our thanks to this location. The parking here is certainly more advantageous than a lot of our other choices, but thank you. Can you hear me better? Yeah. Okay, good. But also here at the Primavera, we never know how many people are coming. And today is an example of a rather small crowd. I think it's a busy week. A lot of organizations are getting their programs kicked off. And so in the end, it really helps the league that we can just have come if you like, come if you can fit this into your schedule, but no advance registration or advance reservations needed. So thanks again to the Primavera if they're listening back there. I have a couple of things to say to you, and my printer wasn't working, so technology at its finest. Before I introduce the speaker, I actually have a couple of announcements. From Voter Services, they had a fantastic first training last night, training of the trainers for the new voting machines, and Linda Harris said 22 people came last night. Where are you, Linda? There you go. Yeah, 22 last night. 16 or 19 more coming. 17, close. 17 on Thursday night. So anyone else who's interested in learning how to be a trainer for how to use these new voting machines, see Linda afterwards. I'm sure she can accommodate you on Thursday. And there are really good things coming up in that regard. You'll read more about it in our league line, thanks to Betsy Noyes, who's here. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Ruth Burnham, who's going to give you a little bit of an update from membership.
This is one of my first responsibilities as your new membership chair, and I'm sure I'm dropping lots of balls, but anyway, it's a tough act. Maryland's a tough act to follow. So first I want to remind you of the fall social coming up on the 24th. Most of you, I learned that not all of you, most of you received an invitation to the fall social with your membership renewal letter. If you did not receive it, or if you haven't received it and haven't returned it, it is not too late to respond today to the social or to sign up to take the tour of the Buggy Museum. There is a $7 charge for the tour, which we'd really like to have today because the deadline was actually a while ago, and the museum has said that they can be a little bit flexible, but we don't want to take advantage of their good offices. So anyway, the fall social is Tuesday, September 24th, 5 to 7 p.m. Optional museum tour at 4 p.m. Directions are on here, so if you didn't get one or lost yours or whatever, I have a few extra copies. That's that. We still need contributions of food for that social, so that we save the money of catering it. There is a sign-up sheet wandering around somewhere, or Marilyn Murphy has it over here. So if you'd like to sign up to bring finger food, either sweet or savory, that would be wonderful. And also, I would like to welcome any visitors, friends, new members who have come today. Could we see at least hands or stand up if you haven't been with us before? Okay, a couple people over here. And Carol, are you new?
Well, I was at LWV. This is my first.
Welcome. Welcome. We're glad to have you with us. Thank you for coming. And we hope you like us well enough to join. It's my job. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't push so hard. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions about coming events, and there will be a couple things in the league line. We have the winter social coming up December 13th. Mark your calendar at the Village Common at Buffalo Valley Lutheran Village, and more information will be coming out about that soon.
Thanks, Ruth. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce Bob, assuming that we're going to get this AV thing figured out. Bob Garrett serves as president and CEO of the Greater Susquehanna Valley Chamber of Commerce. I've had the pleasure of working and knowing Bob for many years. More than 20 years ago, Bob left the Valley to go down to Harrisburg and work on Pennsylvania transportation matters. And prior to that, he headed up the Transportation Committee of the Chamber, so he was a member, now he's the leader of it, headed up the Route 15 Coalition. And at the time that I first met Bob, he was serving as the director of the Union County Economic Development Council. So this is going back a long time, that entity no longer exists. But there have been many changes as well that have come to the Valley, and I would like to think that these changes have all been good, but some of them have had interesting impacts. So what Bob's going to talk about today is changing economic development in our Valley. He's really focused on building partnerships, and the league has experienced that in a very positive way. Earlier this summer, the Coffee with the Candidates event that we did with Voter Services and the Chamber took us into new ground. It took us into a morning candidates event where we got to hear from the candidates' special election for the 85th Legislative District, and doing that with Bob and Chris Furliff. It was really a pleasure and very easy. So I want to thank again our league members who helped facilitate that, the membership committee and voter services. But it really was fun to work with you on that, Bob, and hopefully the beginning of more partnerships in the future. But again, back to some of the things that Bob worked on in his past that may spur additional questions. He had a major role in citing the Allenwood Federal Correctional Complex that's had a huge impact on our economy. I think that it is continuing to have a positive impact, and certainly many, many jobs created as a result of that. And the expansion of some well-known companies, as well as recently a couple of closures that I know we're going to be talking about. So on behalf of the league, we want to welcome you, Bob, and say we look forward to your talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry. Also, thanks for introducing my colleague, Chris Furliff, is with us. Chris is the relationship manager for the Chamber. He's also the executive director of Leadership Susquehanna Valley, and for the next 20 minutes or so, he's going to be clicking. He's chief clicker for us at the Chamber. Terry gave you some background, and I'm going to start by telling you that this probably is an unusual topic for me to talk about at the Greater Susquehanna Valley Chamber of Commerce, only because we're not really in the economic development business. And as I go through this, I'll explain that to you. Because the Greater Susquehanna Valley Chamber of Commerce does not own or operate any industrial parks, recruiting new businesses is not a major activity of ours. What is a major activity of ours is retention and expansion of existing businesses. And we think that's actually, there's some brilliance to that, because if you look year over year, if you look at where jobs are being created, 85% of all new jobs are created by existing businesses. So it's the businesses that are already here that we are working with, trying to keep them here and help them to expand here, and not look to other places when they are when they're thinking about expansion, thinking about adding to their